Hey everyone, Melissa Wick here. I own Wick Law Offices, a small business law firm here in Columbus, Ohio. Today I'm talking about be yourself, love yourself, and protect your brand. So it's really hard to love a lie, right? And if you're in business and you're not being authentically who you are, you're gonna have a lot of trouble creating from like authenticity, right? And obviously that's where all the good stuff comes, right? So for people LGBTQ plus or female identifying entrepreneurs, this is a lot harder, right? Because we have to deal with patriarchy and we have to deal with like kind of bullshit heteronormative standards that we need to kind of navigate and conform to or decide not to. So it's tricky for us, right? But I'm here to tell you that the way you're going to create the most important and the best content is from who you actually are, your authentic self. So I do a lot of coaching work around that, but that's another story. Today we're going to talk about trademark. All right, so if you're somebody who has created something really amazing and really true to yourself and you want to protect that brand, that is cool. You probably need to file for a trademark. So you file for a trademark on things like your business name, your logo, your slogan. Those are things that are trademarkable, right? They're like words and names that you could associate with you, your business, and your brand. And the idea is that people won't confuse you for somebody else, right? You've developed these catchy slogans or a logo or a really cool name, right? You want to keep that because that's your vibe, right? So that's when you would maybe consider doing a trademark. So I'm going to go over how you would apply for a trademark, super bird's eye view here. So again, trademarks are words, phrases, a logo that distinguishes you from another business. And so how do you do it, right? The first thing you do is you look and make sure somebody else isn't using it, right? You can search that on a really out of date system called TESS, capital TESS. And that's where people go to sort of plug in their name or their phrase or their logo to see if somebody else is using something similar, right? So that would be your first step, that, and then of course, Google. And the second step is apply. And when you apply, there are two different applications, right? There's intent to use, which means that you've never used it before. And then there's like use in commerce, which means you've been using it, right? You've been using it, it's gaining traction, and now you want to trademark it. So those are two different applications and they are, you would use them under different circumstances. There's also two different application forms as well. So there's TEAS plus and there's TEAS standard. So with TEAS plus, it's $350 and you provide a lot more information up front. So it seems like it might be a little more cumbersome up front to apply, but the truth is that ultimately you have to provide that stuff even under the standard application. You just have to provide it later down in the process. And the last thing is to deal with any problems that happen, right? So not all trademarks are accepted. It's kind of a tricky thing. I would ultimately suggest you speak with a lawyer about it. And usually it's rejected for like two things. The first thing being likelihood of confusion, meaning that your trademark is way too similar to somebody else's trademark. The other thing that trademarks get rejected for is just that they are merely descriptive, meaning that people, like say you have a product like Creamy Whip, right? You wouldn't want to trademark the phrase Creamy Whip because it just describes what it is. Like it's like creamy whipped cream, right? Look, this is a pretty specialized area of the law, and so if you really want to understand it and you really want to get it right the first time, you should definitely hire a lawyer. At least talk to a lawyer before you go down the road. Again, my name is Melissa Wick and I own Wick Law Offices. I'm a small business lawyer and life coach, and I love working with small business entrepreneurs. Thanks for watching.